Welcome to The Scoop. I'm Diego Cordovez. We've had Phil Collins with us for 2 parts talking about the main event. We're going to talk to him more about his online successes and his transition to live play, and wrap up a little bit about what the main event means to him and how he's going to get ready for it. If you missed the first 2 parts, they are on Card Player TV. I mean, it's awesome that now people really are getting to know you, and the coverage, even though you were on the first couple of days, they featured you a lot the last couple of days, and you were involved in some interesting hands and some interesting situations. But pretty much until now, you've been more of an internet legend, and not well known to people who just watch the televised tournaments. You have like over 3 million in online winnings. And what fascinated me was, and I don't know, maybe there's been another one since then, but that your biggest single cash was under 100,000.
I've never had a 6-figure score.
So that tells me that you must grind a lot and that you're very consistent, because you can win $1 million or $2 million in the championship events online and stuff, but to do it 50,000 at a time or less is something else.
I'm kind of proud of that and kind of not at the same time, because I don't have that signature. You know, like F-Tops wins.
Right.
The first places in those are 300,000. It had been irking me that I had never had a 6-figure score.
Mm-hmm.
I made the final table of the F-Tops 2-day. That the top 5 were all 100,000 or more, and I was playing to win, but I was like, hey, top 5 is
pretty good chance
six figure. I was one of 18, and then I made the final table like 4th or 3rd, and I got 7th, I think. And I guess I'm just gonna skip the 6 figures altogether and go to the 7s.
But it's a testament to your consistency and to your play, because anyone can have one big score that kind of distorts the rankings. But what's interesting to me is, obviously you've played a lot and been successful a lot, but at the same time I saw somewhere where you said that you're not one of these guys who plays 20 tables or a huge number of tables. So you're doing it, but without just that huge volume of tables and hands.
Yeah, I definitely play my best whenever I'm at 1, and I've really fallen in love with live poker because it's so nice to be able to use all of the tools and your thought process and really be able to apply it in every spot, in every decision, because you have a read or you have a reason for every decision. Whenever you start adding on the tables, it really just becomes a robot game.
Right, and a mathematical
game. And the stacks are shallow, and there's a lot of other really good online tournament players. And how big of an edge do I have against them when we're all playing 10 tables and we're all 30 blinds deep? But whenever you focus more, you can even play the big ones too. But you're focusing more on them. You can do really well, better than someone who's got 10 tables up. If you're just got the 1K up and then maybe one other one.
As you made the transition to live poker, was there a conscious thought process or conscious preparation? I mean, obviously, you went in knowing that you had to adapt, but was there any specific thing that was critical to your success in that transition?
At first, I flew up the online tournament scene, I guess, pretty quickly, and I was playing the 100 rebuys not shortly after I was playing satellites to get in the $24 ones.
Right.
And I think that I quickly jumped into the biggest live tournaments as well. I got a deal to play basically whatever I wanted, and even though I thought that I was a very strong thinking player, I had a lot to learn still. Even back then, my online game has grown a lot since the days of 2008, whenever I had my best year. But through live, I think I was trying to figure it out along the way. And once Black Friday went down, I really made a focus of trying to figure out what I was doing wrong and doing a lot more small things better, paying attention when you're on hands, and making conscious decisions on everything you do, because it's developing an image of the table. If you're rubbing your head after you lose a big pot, he looks frustrated, stuff like that. Really takes it. Everyone takes it into account because they're watching what they see.
When you first started playing the live tournaments, on this deal, playing WPT tournaments, World Series, what were things that surprised you that were just unexpected that you hadn't factored into how, besides the live tells and so forth?
Well, I used to play a very straightforward, this is what I do whenever I get this hand in this spot kind of game. the same raise sizing, the same bet sizing. And you
Right.
see a lot of very successful live players. They do a lot of different things. They might raise bigger, raise smaller, just so many different ways that you can throw them off the scent, if you will, of what
Right.
you're doing. And learning how to mix up your play more, the word that I've been thinking a lot is be more dynamic. Just be able to do anything in any spot. You can call raises from different places. You can raise from. You can maybe limp in, and you re-raise in different spots and with different hands. And so, whenever you see people mixing up their play, it's hard to get a beat on them. But whenever someone like me maybe had a easy game to figure out because I'm kind of doing the same stuff,
Mhm.
I think that I was a little predictable, and people who had been around for a while kind of could see what I was doing.
It could be that online, even if you're predictable, you're not exploitable.
Right.
Whereas live, the predictability leads to exploitability more, just because it's easier for other people to pick up on things.
It's like kind of unexploitable in the long run kind of thing,
Right.
but if they're always making the correct decision each time because
Right.
they have a beat on what you're doing each time,
Right,
then
you can't overcome it.
Yeah, it's hard to overcome whenever.
One thing I like, this goes back just to the November 9, but those last couple of days, you had a big rooting section in the audience. Every time you'd win a hand, or every time you'd pick up the blinds, they'd sing
Or
a
get
Phil
a
Collins,
walk.
or get a walk. They'd sing a Phil Collins song. My only criticism was that they didn't really vary that much. It was like In the Air Tonight
Yeah.
most of the times.
Yeah.
They could have gone through the catalog, but I'm assuming that really actually pumped you up. It seemed when they put the camera on you that you were into it, you were having fun with it.
Yeah, I think it kept me very loose and relaxed. It was easy to just be having fun at the table whenever you have a bunch of friends that are just acting stupid and having a good time. I think they kept it simple because it's hard to
Right,
really
coordinate
get an
everybody.
intricate plan when they're all
coordinate
intoxicated.
everyone, right? That too.
But
You think it had any effect on your opponents, where they just feared, like, if I lose another hand to film?
they did actually. Yeah, Brian Devonshire is a great guy, and I wish he'd have made it to November as well. He had a big rooting section, and we were joking like, "Hey, I think we got some home field advantage here."
Right.
People don't want to lose big hands to us. And Pius Hines, who made the November 9, actually told me at the start of day 8, I had a big stack, and he was on my immediate right with kind of a shorter stack. And he said to me, "Just please don't bust me. Don't let it be you." And we'd been chatty already, and I was like, "Well, why not me? What do you got against me?" He goes, "Because it's the worst moment of the year, and I don't want to hear all your friends cheering."
Right.
And I was like, "All right,
That's
they're not here
ridiculous.
yet. Let's get it over with." But everyone seemed to react to it really positively,
Yeah.
even though they may have lost the hand versus me.
Right.
I mean, I'm just smiling and shrugging, like, "Sorry, it's
Right.
not my idea." The dealers were making comments like, "Did they just cheer when you got a walk?" Like, yes, they did. That's awesome.
The other guys know it's all in fun, but I still believe, like, subconsciously, it might even impact if it's a marginal hand or marginal situation.
Well,
maybe I
let's
just don't
not.
wanna get
I don't want to
involved
lose this
here.
hand versus him. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to listen to the thing, and now I'm the focus of it. Who knows? Little things in poker seem to matter at times.
Momentum is very huge in poker, and whenever they can literally hear your momentum, it gets intimidating. I had a big pot that I 5-bet shoved that was on television, and they went nuts right after that. And it was just so easy to raise the next two hands because
Right.
they're
still singing.
yeah they could feel the momentum swinging my way once.
So you'll have those guys lined up in November, I assume.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to get some more songs and have some better ideas than. The refrain is just so good.
It's
I've been
perfect.
waiting for this moment for all my
Right.
life.
And then the drums
Yeah.
come in. So
Yeah, it's just,
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, everyone will be
It's
watching. I'll be
fantastic.
watching, rooting for you. And I think you've got a great shot, not just based on your prior success, but you have the right demeanor, the right focus for it. I mean, this is a tournament where you really have to have stamina, and there are going to be reversals and bad beats inevitably.
You have to be able to
to
overcome
them.
adversity.
And definitely you have the right personality, the right demeanor and experience to do that.
I would
So-
love to be champion. I think that on top of just the fame, the money,
Yeah.
I think that I would represent the game well.
No question.
I want to be champion for those reasons. On
Mhm.
top of just the money part of it, I think that.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say, I actually was talking to someone before we started the interview saying that it's lessened in importance to what it used to be because there are a lot more prominent poker players now. So the main event champion is still an ambassador, but it's not as critical as it was to the game, but I was saying that I thought that you'd be fantastic because you really have this professional approach. You're like very serious, solid, grounded person. No, obviously, and also you take the game very seriously the way you approach it. So winning would be just a reinforcement that not only is it a game of skill, but it's a game where you have to have a professional attitude and you have to be very serious.
I am a professional. I'm supporting a wife, and I'm going to have kids at some point. And,
right.
It's time to take it serious. The first few years, I definitely spent my online poker money very flippantly, and I regret that now that I'm married. I wish that I had some of that extra money to help take time off and with vacations and stuff, have a better life with my wife. And so, like, this is a profession that you need to take very seriously because you can't slip up, especially when you have other people relying on you.
Yeah, for people that don't know, I mean, as you mentioned, you're in your mid-20s, early 20s,
26.
Married, and the typical guy who's had a lot of online success, who's 26, is living with 3 or 4 other guys.
I did.
Playing all day,
but
playing Magic, and then at night going out, hitting all the clubs, and having a lot of fun, living that lifestyle. Yeah. So you really are an exception, but it's also why almost inevitably you're going to be around for the long haul.
Yeah,
and some guys, no matter how much talent they have, it really will just cut into them where they won't be around for the long haul.
It's hard to maintain success whenever you don't have everything in your life in order and you're not approaching the game the right way. I think anyone who has talent can have success, but I'm in this for the long haul. I love this game, and I'm not planning on leaving it for any reason, really. And I know that I could do a great job traveling and showing people how to do this the right way, and maybe give our game some more respectability.
No doubt. And I'm glad to hear that you are really focused on winning for winning's sake, besides all the other benefits.
Yeah, it's not just some flippant thing and then right off into the sunset. I'm going to keep playing. I'll play even more. I'll play everything. I'll be everywhere.
It'll be fun watching you this November, and you're definitely one of the favorites, just based on your experience.
I think I am. I'd like to think so, but middle of the pack right now. We got
middle of the pack, but with the chips pretty evenly spread out.
I like my seat as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. I mean, that's like such an underrated factor from outside. Players know how important it is, but when people just tune on TV,
it's so important.
You've got Ben Lamb about 3 seats to your right.
Yeah,
is that right?
There are 3 people in between us.
Oh,
which is so much better than none.
Right.
He's on my immediate left. That would.
Right. So he's on the other side of the table.
And then the 2 biggest stacks. One of them is on my immediate right. I think OD plays very good.
Yep.
Not that. I think that he might be a better player than Anton, but if you give OD $33 million and Anton $12 million, I'll take Anton on my left and OD on my right.
Of course.
And that works in my advantage, and then the chip leader's kind of on the other side. So
it's a good setup for you.
Yeah, I was pleased whenever they said 10-handed that we weren't redrawing.
Right.
I was like, hey, I can deal with this. Ben Lamb's out on my immediate left, and all right,
perfect.
We can work with this.
Well, best of luck to you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us on The Scoop.